So today we're going to talk about figurative language, which is something that you've already probably learned in middle school, but we're going to review a few things to make sure that you totally understand for the narrative unit and for all the other units we're going to move throughout this freshman English school year. So to begin with, figuring it out, is it figurative or is it literal language? So let's look at literal language first. Those are words that function exactly as defined, like black and white. You don't have to guess what it means. For example, the car is blue. We understand that. The car is the color blue. Or he caught the football. He literally caught the football when it was tossed to him. But figurative language is a little bit different. We have to infer what it means. We have to figure it out based on the words that are used in the description. For example, I've got your back. Okay, that doesn't literally mean that you have somebody's back. It means we're covering for them. We're there for them. We will help them out. We will protect them. We'll side with them. But it's a figurative definition of I've got your back. Here's another example. You're a doll. It doesn't mean that somebody's literally a doll, like a rag doll, a porcelain doll, a doll baby. It means they're adorable, they're sweet, they're kind, I love you so much. You're a doll. And lastly, these are examples of figures of speech. So you can have literal language, it means exactly what it says, black and white, or you can have figurative language where we say things in a slightly different way, but we know how to interpret what they mean. So let's look at examples, specific examples of literal language. Let's start easy. Simile, okay? A simile is where you compare two things using like or as. Key words, compare, using like or as. Examples. The metal twisted like a ribbon. Like a ribbon. It wasn't ribbon, it was metal. She is as sweet as candy. Okay? How about keeping in mind that in order for it to be a simile, you know that there has to be a comparison. Using like or as doesn't just do it. The comparison has got to be there as well. Not a simile. I like pizza. That means you like pizza. It's not comparing anything. But the moon is like a pizza is definitely a simile. Metaphor. Again, it's something you're probably already familiar with. It's like a simile, only you're not using the words like or as. You're still making a comparison though. Examples. All the world is a stage. It's not literally a stage. Metaphorically speaking, figuratively speaking, all the world is a stage. Comes from Shakespeare. The overworked employees were zombies. Okay, they weren't literally zombies. It's just what they look like. It's just how they were acting because they were overworked. And her heart is stone. It's not literally a stone. Okay, but it's obviously she's a cold person, which not literally. Figuratively speaking, she's not nice. So her heart's stone. She doesn't feel much. Another one that we're going to go through quickly because you probably are already familiar with it is personification, where you're giving human traits to objects or ideas. Another way to think of it is giving non-humans human traits. Examples. The sunlight danced. Thinking drinks up all my energy. And the streets are calling me. Okay. All examples of personification because sunlight, thinking, and streets are not humans, but we're giving them human qualities, human traits like dancing, drinking, and calling. I think some of you, if not all of you, are already familiar with hyperboles, extreme exaggeration. It's showing strong feeling or effect. Let me give you some examples. I will love you forever. Okay? It's a long time. It's infinite. My house is 1,000,000 miles away. Probably not. Maybe 15, 20. Probably not 1,000,000 miles away. But it seems far. She'd kill me if I was late. Most people wouldn't kill another person just because they're late. Literally. That's a figurative statement. Extreme exaggeration showing strong effect or feeling. Now this is one you might not be totally familiar with. It's the opposite of a hyperbole. It's an understatement. Expression with less strength than expected. It minimizes the effect of something. So for example, if you were digging a hole in sand and you were up to like here in sand and now you can't move, you can't get out, you're stuck, you might be like, I need a little help here. That's an understatement. You need a lot of help, not a little. So here are some examples. I'll be there in 1 second. Sorry, the picture's covering up the D in second. But most people, when they say that, they mean a little bit longer than just a second. Or this won't hurt a bit as they're ready to give you a shot. I mean, it may not hurt a lot, but it might hurt a little more than a bit. And lastly, it's a bit chilly when it's below 0. If someone says, yes, it's a bit chilly out here, and yet it's like sub-zero temperature. It's more than just a little bit chilly. And the next one, I do think you know onomatopoeia. Those are words that make sounds they're describing, such as splat, ping, slam, pop, and pow. Wait, I think I have one more. Tinkle. Yeah, I know. That's a good one. Idioms. All right, I know you've heard of idioms, but you may not have used them much, so let's review those really quickly. It's a saying that isn't meant to be taken literally. It doesn't mean what it says, all right? Don't be a stick in the mud. Don't be a stick in the mud. So it doesn't mean a stick in the mud, literally. Or, you're the apple of my eye. I really like you, and like you're like my child, but you're not really an apple of my eye. And I have an ace up my sleeve. Okay, I've got a plan, but there's really no ace up my sleeve. Pun. This is a play on words. And I'm going fast because I need to get this done quickly. You can always hit pause if you need to. A pun. So look at the cartoon. Why don't you use a vacuum cleaner? Vacuum cleaners suck. Yeah, they do. All right, so it's a form of wordplay in which words have a double meaning. Example. I wondered why the baseball was getting bigger, and then it hit me. Haha, then it hit me like it hit me, and it hit me. It's a pun. It's a play on words. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. You know, gravity. Okay. I was going to look for my missing watch, but I didn't have the time. All right, play on words. It's a pun. It's funny. It should be funny. A proverb is like a saying, a figurative saying in which a bit of wisdom is given. Example 1. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Example 2. The early bird catches the worm. And example 3. A watched pot never boils. And you see my little cartoons down below. All right, so those are sayings that give you a little wisdom. An oxymoron are like opposites, but yet they go together. Two words put together that really contradict each other. Example, jumbo shrimp. I mean, you got jumbo and you have shrimp. Okay? Or pretty ugly. You know, that dog's pretty ugly. Well, is it pretty or is it ugly? It's pretty ugly. Okay? Two opposite words that kind of go together. I got freezer burn, freezer and burn, cold and hot. And this is seriously funny. I mean, is it serious or is it funny? It's seriously funny. Opposite words that go together. Oxymorons. Oh, one more. Try to act naturally. Acting, natural, act naturally. Oxymoron. Deafeningly silent or deafening silence. Okay? So you have the deafening silence. Is it really hurting you? Is it quiet? Quiz. Now, this is a quiz. Go to Schoology, take the quiz over this PowerPoint information. I'm putting an example of figurative language on the quiz. You then write whether it's a simile, a metaphor, personification, hyperbole, pun, proverb, idiom, onomatopoeia, oxymoron, or an understatement. You can use your notes, okay? But you need to do it tonight for it to be on time. It has to be submitted by midnight tonight for it to be on time, all right? So you can use your notes. You can go back and look at the PowerPoint again. Just learn the information, take the quiz before midnight, and you're good to go. I'll see you tomorrow.